Hello friend, I wish all of you are good and doing great. So in this video, as you have seen it in the title of this video, we are going to develop a research or doing this work on the RAG system. What is RAG first of all? So I have posted this uh, blog in Medium as well. A few of you might have already looked into it. If yes, then you can click on this clap. It will really help me and motivate me, and if there is any comment you can add a comment as well. I'll definitely I'll look into it and try to respond it. And yeah, so we are going to discuss about this LLM. So our aim, as you can see that, and I say what is LLM first we'll discuss. So it will be a question answer uh, based LLM, and this what we are going to create, we will do a end-to-end process in which we will do a chunking, create a chunking and then do the embedding, and after that we will create a knowledge base, and based on this knowledge base we will create the uh, application, and from there we'll use the Mistral model to get the answers. Also we will do evaluation and testing as well. So as you can see that an essential application of LLM enabling users to query unstructured data in natural language. This is finding a lot of traction in industry where the data is naturally unstructured. For example, finance and healthcare. The figure below shows how finance sector LLM query summarize the documents like this. So this is one. There are few comments from Goldman Sachs, Danish Walsh, global co-head of quantitative investment strategy, Goldman Sachs, that he's saying that there are some few comments from Deloitte and Ernst. So these are the big giant companies in the market currently. So I'm not going through all this. So I hope you can go through. So how this will work, this will, and how our model will work means how we'll create a indexing, chunking, and then we'll have a embedding chunking of 512 and then 16 bits overlap. So in the vector, creating a vector database, and then so this is step by step. We'll create this similar way. We'll create the we'll also do the similarity search, and we'll also do the similarity search, and we'll ask the LLM to find the top five uh, similarity search, and then based on that it will give an answer. And how this embedding works, suppose we have a there are 2D and 3D, 2D and the uh, word vectorization and word embedding and basically sentence embedding. I have shown the examples here as well, and this is basically you can find the top leader for the this uh, hyperlink will give you the top leaders of the current market. In basically those are topmost embedding leaders right now in the market. So these are the top. You can use all this as per rank, who is which is the best and which is not the best one. So we'll be also going to use the GTE large from here. So this is what we are going to use. Let's go back to our thing here. Okay, so we'll be going to use the GTA large, and then chunking documents, embedding, as I told, we'll do the 500, create the chunks of 512 and 16 of the overlap. So overlap chunking also will create. So this will be our architecture of the RAG application. In that we'll create a Gradio based application. So when user will click on the will enter the question and choose the choose something for the which documents. Basically our target is to PDF based documents, and then embedding, and then document, and then it will come it will find out the questions answer from the embedded documents back from the knowledge base, and it will come to us, and we'll get the answer from the LLM. So this is the whole architecture. So we'll be using Google Colab first for doing the research, and these are the libraries we'll have to you will use, and these are the import statements and implementing steps by steps I have mentioned here. However, maybe you will have a difficulty to understand. That is why the reason I am going to show you step by step and executing all these steps uh, in front of you and in this one. These are the all I steps I have written and I have executed. I have saved it, and I'll be going to show you. So this is evaluation, as I told, and testing. These are all the things I'm going to do now, and this is basically a complete one shot evaluation with the questions, and this is how the Gradio application will be look like. And yep, so this is what the in a nutshell what it is. I'll After completing the application, after completing the end-to-end development, I'll also add the video link here in this page, and the all my related URL pages link over here, like my Hugging Face URL of the application as well as GitHub page as well. So without wasting much time, let me go through to take you the use case. So the use case is basically a just I am taking an arbitrary name. A FinSight Gray Inc. is an innovative financial technology firm that specializes in providing advanced analytic and insight for investment management and financial planning. The company handles the extensive collection of 10K report for various industry players. Basically, this is basically industry players are AWS, Microsoft, and there are total 5. Let me go through. We have the data set also available. I have added this in the GitHub, and you can see we'll have Google, AWS, Microsoft, IBM, and Meta. And in this, these are the documents in the data set. So we have the data set available in that. These reports are 10K reports are available. So our goal is basically to improve the productivity of financial analysis and providing competent tool. So whatever is there in the in that, we have the problem statement here as well as in the objective and the questions. So we'll have a specifically 4 questions from all 5 10K reports, like has the company made any significant acquisition in AI space, and how are these acquisition being integrated into the company strategy, how much capital has been allocated toward AI research and development. Because if you'll open these documents, let me see if I can open, uh, let's see, we'll open as well these documents. Okay, once I'll open the document, I'll also show you. Okay, fine. So these documents basically are having the end-to-end financial informations, balance sheets, and all the documents. Basically it's having unstructured data. There are images, we cannot get the much meaning from the images, but from the text we can get that. So this is basically, so I have also written down some best practices over here, and how you have to run it. Use this repository, you have to clone it, this repository, and then you can do create an environment, and then activate that environment, install the requirements, and then application. As well as there are problems could be you face when basically you once their knowledge base will be there. The knowledge base basically will be in let me show you when I created the last time. So basically this will be like this. So there are two folders, but I'll be creating only one folder. So in this, there will be one file for Chroma SQLite kind of thing, because we are going to use the ChromaDB, and this one will have around multiple files inside this folder, and all these files basically will be it's inside the nested folder. So when you move the file to Hugging Face, then there will be a problem. When it will come again, I will discuss that time. So there will be a problem. You cannot download or upload a files. There are multiple ways. So one way is basically you upload one file and one folder, and then we'll do another one. So the other way is basically use the Hugging Face to upload the complete folder. So for that you need a Hugging Face token and all, while it is when you do upload it from the your application, it is not there. So this is how your application will look like. So here you will ask some questions. Let me get the questions from here. I have already done it, so you can see that there are some questions. Let me get the questions. Questions are here. So there are 4 questions I believe I have. So has the company have this? Has the company made, first question itself I take, and I put the first question and I choose the company. Let's wait for the answer. Let's see if the answers we can get the answer. So yeah, answer: the company Finsight Gray Inc. made significant acquisition in the AI space. MGM Holding Inc. on March 17, 2022. The acquisition was the cash for a cash consideration for approximately 6.1 billion. Net acquired this. So there, this is the answer, and if it's I change the company and they're asking the same question, it may be the answer could be different. So this is what we are going to develop. You can see the answer is different. So let me start the this my research work first for in front of you. So let's see, we'll have this all required dependencies installation, and after this we'll have, this will take some time. So you have to ensure you have to connect to GPU, T4 GPU instance to create the vector database. Otherwise you will have to uh, it will take a lot of time. GPU, even if you are having a GPU, it will take time. But when you will create a vector database or create a chunking, that time it will take less time as comparative to GPU. That will be, it's always visible and required to be corrected. It's better to connect to GPUs. So once this will connect, then after installation of the all packages, we'll have the import statements. In all these, in this one, we have the JSON, TikToken, Pandas, OpenAI, LangChain, and LangChain communities, PDF directory loader, because we have all the PDFs, and LangChain vector database, ChromaDB for ChromaDB, and we have a Google Colab because we are using a Google Colab. We'll store the data. Okay, we'll store the data into our Google Drive once create the data, and then we can download those things we needed. And also we will be using Anyscale AI API key for doing this embedding and questioning and answering. So after this, we will unzip all our files. We'll have to upload the data set. So let me upload the data set. So here it is, my data set. So data set will be uploaded. So now we don't have the data sets, that's why it is showing error. Let me open it, see if I can open it from here. I cannot open. Okay, Now my file will be uploaded. So once this upload, I can see it here. So file is here. Let's wait. So the file, once that file will be uploaded, so this all the commands are here. Even if in future you want to use it for the any other purpose, any other RAG model you want to create with having that files, you can use the similar notebook. I'll upload this notebook in the GitHub for sure, and then you can take it and you can use it for your future purpose. So there are total 5 files. If I'll refresh here, I can see the data set and also I can see the file. Oh, okay, let's see if I can open it here. So this file is having a data like this, and if I'll go to open it again, the another one, this one, this one, and this one. So we have all the files available like this. So this is 81 pages file. IBM has around 38 pages file. So these are the files are there, and then zip. So I'm not going to show you all the file, and we are not going to read it. Just see that it's around 147 files like that, 147 pages. And then we need a PDF dataset location, basically folder location. There is my PDF, and then I'm just loading the PDF into a PDF loader, and then I'm doing a chunking, defining the splitter, and then when I create the splitter, it chunking, that time it will take some time. So in the meantime, when it's happening, what is the next steps? Basically, we'll have the length, we'll check. We'll also check our first chunk in this, and in this chunk basically it will have all its metadata, as well as the all the parameters like messages and other parameters of contents will be there. And then we'll have to create a, I give a collection name and then embedding model name. So as I told, we'll be going to use for the embedding, we'll use GTE large. This is Hugging Face. So if I'll go to Hugging Face, I should have Hugging Face in keys to be there. So I have Hugging Face token and also my Anyscale API. This will be there already. If not, then you have to create a Hugging Face keys and Anyscale APIs. If you don't know how to create it, either you come to me and ask me, and or else you can go back and check my previous videos. It's always there. So let me create an embedding. It may ask me to connect to Hugging Face. Yes, I'm giving a grant, and then I'm a create, and then after that I'll create the database. So as embedding, also database creation will take time. The rest of the things are quite faster, except the few at the end will take some time while we have to do the question answering. If it's a multiple questions, otherwise it will be pretty fast. And there is a one step where I have to disconnect and connect again. So that I'm not going to do because uh, it's required to disconnect from T4 to GPU to CPU, because once that model is trained, it's quite fast and everything will should be get the answer. So right now, if I'll go and show you, there is in my lab, in my drive, there is no report 10k kb db is there folder, but when I'll create it, after that it will basically the same thing also will download upload there. So this will be persisted data in the chroma db, which will basically it's create the database folder here of report 10 kb, it's already there, and it will save it. And this one will have a similarity search of the top 5. uh, uh, Whenever there will be a search, it will be a top 5 similarity search. So we are going to do a mounting our drive, and this, if it is not yet mount, it will ask me to connect it. So there I'll connect my Google Drive, and then, so after this connection as well, it will not be inside it. Now after this step, I can see a next step. After next step, report 10k BB, it will create. Why I'm doing it? Because there are two options. Either I have to do it here, move there, and later get this, or I have to zip it and I have to download it. So as I'm comfortable in doing download, and then it's already there. If I'll go inside, I have this files over here. Now again, basically to retrieve the data from the from this Google Drive. So again, I'm going to the same drive, and checking the persisted data with the embedding model. Embedding model should be same. If not, it will not be same. There will be a problem. And again, retrieving the data. So this is the place where I can disconnect and connect again, because I'm installing all the libraries again. So until this, you have to do everything. Okay, and then next one is basically this, Anyscale credentials. Again, it will ask because Anyscale IP, and then it has to be installed. So we will be going to use Mixtral 8x 7 billion instruct. Again, it is basically mounting the Google Drive. This time mounting is to get the data from the Google Drive. So I'm taking the my data, same collection, and we are just defining the similarity search of the top 5, and then we are using Google file, and from there we'll ask the chunks, we'll get the chunks. So it's basically we have top 5 chunks over here on the Google. Yeah, and then we have the Q&A defined. There is a structure I have defined for the Q&A, a message system. So this is why I have defined, because I want my model or my agent or whatever it basically sorry, why I have defined this Q&A system, because when I'll get the answer from the model, it should be based on my way it has to give answer. Means I'm telling my RAG that you are an data scientist working on FinSite as a RAG for a RAG system, and you have to respond when you have to crafting your response. How you have to crafting your response? Your response should be like a question and answers. So this I am giving a kind of a prompt to my RAG, and this is the template of the RAG. And when it basically comes to my, I'm taking it from my company AWS. Similar things I'm doing it, and then I'm trying to get the answer response. So when I'll get the response, I'll get the printing of the response based on my my query. Okay, and now evaluation, I'm giving a writer model, and there's a groundness writer system message. So this will be basically a, whatever we are getting the answer is correct or not, is basically a evaluation. So in this RAG we are doing evaluation, we are doing, apart from that fine tuning things, everything is we are doing it. So as part of working on the any model, we'll have to do fine tuning. Fine tuning is basically you have to train your data on creating a uh, model based on specific data. So this is not the purpose of this. The RAG is basically we have to get the answers from the whatever PDF. In this case we have documents we have, it has to be, we're going to teach it and we'll get the answers from this. So it pretty much faster. This one will take time because we are asking multiple, what are the company's policies and framework regarding AI ethics and all. These are the three questions I am asking to my RAG, and it will give me a in a table it will give me an answer. So let's wait for this answers, and we'll ask the top 10 as well. And then Gradio will in for the Gradio application we're going to be create a requirement file. Here it will come and then we can download it, and also we can download our app.py file. So in the app.py file basically we'll have a radio buttons of AWS, IBM, the company names, Google, IBM, Meta, Microsoft. System will ask users to select the company and asking a question and then submit it, and it will call the get predict. So get predict based on the selected company, it will pass the uh, value or its code to my model, to my predict method, and that's will take the company name. Based on company name it will find the particular file from the dataset and it will get the answer. So this is how we'll go and do it. Yeah, so if I'll see it here, so I have app file, let's go. So these are the answers I am getting it, sorry, and these are the questions and answers. So this is all about my first level of creation of database. So as a pretty much I have completed my RAG model creation. So now what is the purpose of having this here? So first of all I have to download it here. So this is zipping and this will be zip, and after that it will download. And also I have to download my app.py file and requirement.txt. So these files has been downloaded. So let me see where it downloaded. So, okay, so all the files are downloaded now. Let me all the files move to my workspace and then come back. After this, now I'll have to download all my files, and after downloading all my files I have to move those files to my workspace, to my this one here. So I already have this, but let me delete it because I'll take the fresh and all the files I'll download here. And then I created environment.txt. I'll create an environment example file so that you know how it has to be created. So this is all the things I have created. I'll also have to do creation of creating a environment creation. I'll do it in after I'll upload. So I'll be back after uploading those. So now we have all the files in our workspace. I have moved app.py file, download app.py file and upload here requirement.txt, and dataset was already there, but I have the notebook also I have downloaded and upload here, and report also, the whatever zip of the database also I have downloaded here, and extract the database, and also as you can see I have extract this unzip, and after this I have already copied here, moved out and copied here. Uh, this one I'll create for basically API key. I'll create this one, and once I'll upload, I'll ensure that I'll have to upload. So requirements, we have OpenAI, ChromaDB, LangChain community, sentence transformer, and Gradio, because it's an application of Gradio. These are the libraries we have to install, and then we'll have this application which will take the API key as basically from the Anyscale API key, which I have already configured. It will take the database. I have the collection name, what we have given in the same one in our notebook, and the report DB name, which is matching here, and the similarity search. I am also creating a log file. I'll not explain it here. I'll explain once I'll reach to that level. This is required in the Hugging Face. If you have seen my previous video, you might have seen it. This is again the question answer system message and the template user message, and then this is the predict message, which is basically taking the file name and doing the embedding, and basically it taking the response based on this question. User have asked the input questions based on that. So if you see this input, so this is searching it from the chunk, that for that chunk will be there, and it is also giving the filter so that it knows where it has to search. It speed up the process of fast process of searching, and then relevant, it will context, it will come, and then in the prompt we'll pass the prompts, and then context from the query and user input. So basically it will give the response based on my query using Mistral uh, 7B model, instruct model, and this is here. So this is again every after 2 minutes I am moving, running a scheduler, and it will move the file to a logger folder, and which is I have already created in the Hugging Face. And this basically I have already explained that what is this get predict is doing inside this. At the end, once we know the company name and selected company name, here I have to select this one, correct, and then we'll have this all this in place. We will get this output done. So this is all is done. Let me see if I, so done, and in this we have to correct this one as well, and let me execute this one again so that it will not give any issues in the future. So this is pretty much done. Now I'll have to create my environment. So running this application on local first. So this will create my environment. Once that environment will be created, I'll what I'll do, I'll stop my existing application which I have running, and I'll either I have, or I can move everything from there, and remove everything from there and deploy this one. So whichever way it will looks me good, I'll do that way. Okay, let's see. So I am activated my environment. Now let me install my all requirements files, basically all my libraries and dependencies to be installed. So once that is installed, okay, requirements.txt, the file name seems correct, rename. Okay, let me try again. No such file and directory. Oh, okay, I moved to little bit to a different place. If I'm in the research folder basically, and now I'm in the correct one. Now it will work. So basically when I was extracting the database, I moved to research and rag folder, research for rag folder, and then basically that folder doesn't contain requirement.txt file. I have moved out and again, and I am doing this installation of this. So this much is pretty much done. I have done some changes so that it is visible that how my application will work, because now you can see that application is look like rag investment recommendation. So I'll give a different name, and that look and feel will be also different, because in this application if you see I have used some theme which is different. So let's wait for that suspense, and once that application will be coming, we know that how it works. So just wait, it will come soon. All the necessary libraries are here. In the meantime, what we can do, I can create another. I'll give this my new rag model application name. I create a new space here. As I told, what I have done, that I already have the data set here, so I'll not move it because the data set creation is quite easy. So I already have some data already here. So currently 14 rows are there, and it's basically it's already created. So whenever I'm doing this, it's coming over here. So let's, and then I'll do, I'll have to create a new space. I'll give this as rag so that I know fin gray for effective information retriever, and then license I'll use MIT Gradio application, create a space. So this much is done. Then now I have a files. Let's see. Okay, so this is done. All is done. Now as per my readme file, I'll have to execute this one. So let's hope it will work. Let me clear my screen, clear, and then run this. So once this application is working, let's wait. So now my application is running. Let me see whether it works or not. So it looked like this, which I told that it could be different. See, it's not looking good in this, but I believe it looks good in here. Okay, yeah. So this is again, a user can select either of the company and ask the question. Asking a question, let me get the question from here. Either of the questions, there are around 4 questions, so let me ask from the questions from here. Same question, I ask the question here and then submit, so it will give me the answer. I can also do a question and then there is a space and then for entering a question there will be another space. So let me do that and see that answer is coming, the source is also there, context is also there, as I told in the question that how the answer is supposed to be. So it is coming in this way. It is giving me 34, page number 34, and then paragraph 234. So it is coming is very much whatever I have expected. So this is done, and let me do one thing. Let me stop this application, and in my Gradio I'll create a one more row. Okay, let me copy this whole. Okay, and then move here, and in this I need company, and in this I need question. Let me start the server again. Clear. So now you can see the questions are coming. Let me ask the question from Microsoft. Same question I can ask. Where it is. Okay, so this time let me ask the same question. Let's see what answer I'll get. So this is based on the Microsoft's document or chunks. It will get that. So yeah, and after this I'll have to move this everything into here. Also I get the answer. Yeah, so let's now go to my Hugging Face I have already created. Now I'll start uploading the files. This is first way is basically I'll have to upload the files. What I'll do, I'll have to go here. This is report DB. My report DB, and I'll upload here. Let's see what it will go. So I have opened this folder. Now let me drag and drop here. So what I'll do, I'll not upload all my files. I'll upload only one file, and I'll commit one file. So once this file is uploaded, I'll upload my rest of files. Go inside, add file. Now sorry, I'll go inside reports, this one, upload. There I'll upload all my files under this. Which file I have uploaded? Let me try again for all this. Now it will create, because when you upload the files it gives error. So if you are facing this, this is one way. And now inside this I'll also have to upload my SQLite file, and then commit. So this is committed. After that I'll have to go out and add a file, requirements.txt. This one here, and whatever files are there. Gradio is not required, let it be, but Gradio is not required as we have already supported and we have already configured everything for Gradio. Okay, and then we'll have to create a one more file called app.py. App.py, it is quite fast to add this file. Control C, Control A, Control C, and Control V. So as soon as I'll commit this file, it will start the deployment process. So from Anyscale you will get a $50 credit, and once that will exit, that will for that this one you'll get for 3 months, and I believe for 3 months for this kind of application is quite more than sufficient, and you can use it. So this seems is building now, and after that deployment will be done. So let's wait and we'll continue from once it will done. Another thing I want to discuss that when I was doing deployments for Hugging Face things, creating a using a transformer and doing a deployments, it was quite easy, and it was there's no any tokens and anything is required, and there is no model rack system. So it's quite straightforward. And Hugging Face internally using Docker. So as soon as you will commit any file requirements or app file, it will be start building up, and then it will do the deployments on the Docker, and you will get the application. And that is basically you can take it as API and then log, and logs also it if you wish to. So this is one, and basically we were only doing a we have the import files requirements, app files, import libraries in app.py, and we have the logic written in Gradio and using Python, and then we'll deploy it in the Hugging Face space. But when we do the deployment for RAG, there is a quite different, because we have to upload a vector DP, we have to define the Anyscales LLM for getting the question answers. So again the same thing, that after we'll commit the last file, it will start building up like app.py file, and the rest of the things like the creating a Docker image and doing the pushing it up and doing it the deployment will be pushing this for installation requirement, everything is same. And similarly the deployment is quite different. When we do the deployment, it's basically app.py file have contain all this Gradio logic, as well as the import file chunking, vector database calling. It's we have the and the vector database also will be deployed on Hugging Face space and build the rag, and this all these things we have done it in here. So this is quite easy, and I think I have tried to explain it in an easy way. I hope you understand. So another thing in the application, what I have done, application is deployed, but I have done some changes in my application. Let me see whether application is working fine or not. Yeah, my application is working fine. Anyway, so in my this, when you go to settings, I have defined three things which I forgot in the beginning. In these settings of my workspace, Hugging Face space, I have defined three secrets: HF underscore token, which is your Hugging Face token, Anyscale IP API key, which you can get from Anyscale, and the password. So why this password is required, I'll let you know. For now, is just we can see that application is running perfectly fine. So if you have any questions or anything, you can come to me and ask me how you have to create. But if you want to see it, you can see it from my previous application. So this is, and then let me ask the questions if I have that running. Let me, okay, I'll have the questions on the top for initially where I have defined the objective and questions. So let me ask how much capital for this one, and let's see whether I'll get the answers or not. Quite fast. So yeah, so this is maximum of this tokens. Okay, which I cannot see it's relevant, but yeah, it's for me is irrelevant because the answer is not coming correctly. Let me see if the meta is also giving the same answer. Meta document, it's giving same answer. Not sure whether this is answer is coming from the document or not. Seems not correct for me. Let me correct it and then we'll do it again. So my application is running now. I have done the changes. Let me explain. So I have done some in the Q&A. I have changed the prompt and I hope it will work fine. Let's see whether it works fine or not. And yeah, so let's see. I'll ask the same question what I have asked earlier. How much capital? This one. Ask for meta, then submit. I'll do for others as well. So let's see. So it is mentioned something which is relevant to questions and this thing. Let me see. Giving me some response which is different from that earlier. Anything else is coming or not? Document doesn't specify anything for capital in research. I understand. And this one, strategy wise, yeah, I think it's giving an answer in a same, which is seems to me is correct. Let's hope I'll get the answer correctly. So you can do some research on this and you can do the changes. Whatever query prompt, Q&A system prompt, I'll update it. Let me show you. Yep, again. So I will update this in my file app.py file, which I have already done. Don't know this one, and then okay. The similar one, I'll ensure that I'll also copy it from there. So another thing, I'll do that all these things and commit before commit. I'll ensure you that I'll do, but why it is giving error? It is giving error. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's done. I'll also change it here in the fin site, my uh, IPVNB file, my notebook file, and also I'll update here. Uh, the only thing is remaining. I need to protect my application because when since I am using Anyscale API, I don't want others to use it for application until without my permission and my knowledge. So for doing that, I have to add this text here. So I know the password which I have saved it. The username is demo. So my application has been started. Now let me check whether it is asking for username and password. So demo user. Okay, one second. Demo user and the password what I gave it in my application. What is that password? Demo user is correct and password. It is not password. I need to give the password what I have entered it in my secrets. Yeah, so I am getting my correctly application is correctly, and once I'll get that, I will get everything correct, I hope. I have just entered the question. AWS, there are two questions. Has the company made significant acquisition? And the question number two, how are the acquisition integrated in the company, like that. So I hope this is completed. I'll commit all the codes and everything, and I'll release it for you to use it. I'll the last steps I'll not do a demo user thing. However, if you want, you can come to this my use my go to my Hugging Face folder, and you can look at these applications, running applications, and if you want, you can go inside it and check the code here. However, you cannot see the my passwords and everything, but you can see the if you want to compare here also you can do. This last line is over here only, and that I'm not putting anywhere else. So I hope you like the video, and just share it, subscribe it, and like it if you really want me to create more videos like this. Thank you.